Yeah, good freaking luck.
Hello everyone. My name is Randy.
That's good.
Thank you. I'm John Michael's best friend and his best man. I want to start off by thanking everybody for coming out and making this whole day the most memorable and special day for both Jam and Olivia.
Definitely memorable.
It's been awesome. Definitely memorable. Also, sorry I was late. I blame Alan.
Smart move. Not fair.
And everybody else that was in the car. Also, thank you. I know a lot of you have flown in for this. Kaz, I mean, there's a whole bunch of people. Rama.
Yep, Rama. Alan, your arm.
Alan, I don't care about you,
No, it's your
Alan.
fault.
I'd like to thank the wedding party, especially Sarah. That was an awesome toast. Where did she go? There she is. Everyone looked amazing today. Still does.
Thank you.
I am a little disappointed, however. Josh told me he was going to grow his hair out for the wedding. Thank you for lying. Yeah. And of course, thank you, John Michael, for asking me to be a part of your wedding. It truly means the world to me, and I'm so honored. You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, ugly cry now.
After what makes a good best man speech, it didn't seem too difficult until it came to the part where you have to make sure you stay sober. So I'll try to make this quick. I've known John Michael since the 3rd grade, and for those of you who are wondering, yes, he was still pretty much that tall. I actually thought he was my teacher at first. Until I realized it was weird when he asked me if I wanted to hang out after school.
You did make a profile joke. He did.
I told my parents. And we've been best friends ever since. John Michael has been one of the smartest people I've ever known. I'm sure John Michael agrees. He was so smart and creative. As a kid, he would invent games that we all played. This one game in particular that he invented was a game called Gator Ball. You might have heard this game or even played it yourself, because it was invented in 1978. John Michael was born in 1985.
I reinvented it.
Oh, there we go. And if you played any sports with him, you know the rules always change. If you didn't feel like running that day, the field just shrank. I mean, we didn't have much room to run in. It was the front yard, basically. If he tagged you with one hand, it's okay, because he quickly reminded you that we're all playing one-hand touch. Which we all know is ridiculous. But all that didn't matter to me, because we were always on the same team, and we always will be. I have so many great stories of us growing up, but how do you summarize sharing the last 23 years with one of the greatest guys ever? Just being with him makes me happier than ever, and I can only hope everyone has a John Michael in their life. And after reading this, it actually might be John Michael, so congratulations, everybody. Knowing John Michael for so long has given me the privilege of watching him become a man over the years. Not just because he grew a beard in middle school, or that he bought his booze at 16, but that he always cared for everyone more than himself. He might be 6'5" and look like a bouncer, but what he really wants to do is probably give you a hug, tell you a funny joke, and show you he can juggle. Which he's pretty great at. I've never doubted that John Michael would find the love of his life, being that he's such a great person inside and out. I can't say the same about our friend Alan, though. Alan, please raise your hand. Alan?
Shame. So much shame. That was right in, man.
Speech last night.
I have no doubt that John Michael will have a successful marriage because of the blueprint that has been right in front of him his whole life. John Michael's parents, Mike and Barbara, are a rare breed. I've always looked up to them, and I know John Michael has too. They're an inspiration to all newlyweds and everyone who wonders what a marriage means or looks like. I'm also tremendously happy that he has chosen Olivia to spend the rest of his life with. Olivia, you're beautiful, especially tonight. You're kind, you're so sweet. Why is everybody laughing? You're kind, so sweet, and yet sometimes sassy. But it's okay, it runs in Cuban blood, and I know, because I'm Cuban, so it's alright. All jokes aside, I think you guys are a perfect match for each other. You both balance each other out, and over time I believe that's the most important thing. Also, he looks at you in ways he hasn't looked at me in years. I'd like to end this speech with a quote from King James Bible. I'm just kidding. It's actually a quote from The Office. There is only one thing that outweighs every other concern. One thing that will make you give up everything you thought you knew. Every instinct, every rational calculation, love. No matter what happens, you've got to forget about all the other stuff. You got to forget about logic and fear and doubt. You've got to do everything you can to get the woman who is going to make that all worthwhile. And at the end of the day, you've got to jump. John Michael and Olivia made that jump today. With that said, I'd like to raise a toast to congratulate John Michael and Olivia in getting married and beginning their life-long journey together. I love you both, and Diana and I will always be here for you guys. With my Roman coat. Cheers.
Cheers.
And if you do anything to John Michael and Olivia, I will hurt you.